Good afternoon, everyone. It's time once again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. I'm Spokane Steve. Today we got the first game of a doubleheader and the first game of May the 15th on the schedule in the 1966 replay. And it's the Boston Red Sox at the California Angels. Left-hander Dick Stigman will take the mound for Boston, righty Fred Newman for California. Neither of these pitchers with very good cards. Stigman, well, let's look at the advanced side here. That's a bad card. And Newman not much better. Let's see how they fared in our replay so far. Stigman 1-2 with a surprising 3.10 ERA. 29 innings of work, just 24 hits allowed and 23 strikeouts. So Stigman has certainly exceeded his ability this far in the season. Newman hasn't been quite so lucky. An identical record of 1-2, but an ERA of 8.80. He has been pummeled. 3 starts, 2 relief appearances, 15 innings, 28 hits allowed, including 3 home runs. Anybody foreseeing an offensive game? You never know with Strat-O-Matic, but I kind of expect an offensive game today. I've got my tea here. Mookie's lurking. Last night, I had almost a full cup of iced tea on my lap on the couch. I had a TV tray there. He jumped up on there to get my food. I went to grab him and pulled the tea over onto my lap. I'd like to blame it on him and say that he knocked the tea over, but that would not be the truth. I went to grab him and I knocked the tea over. Needless to say, that cooled me off a bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get the starting lineup for the Red Sox and we'll get this game underway. Rico Petrocelli will lead off at shortstop. Lenny Green in center field hit second. Carl Yastrzemski in left field batting third. George Scott at first base in the cleanup spot. Tony Conigliaro in right field hits fifth. Dalton Jones is at second base once again, batting sixth. Bob Tillman will do the catching today and hit seventh. Joe Foy at third base eighth. And Stigman the pitcher ninth. For the Angels, it'll be Bob Rogers behind the dish. Joe Adcock gets a start at first. Knopp and Fregosi up the middle with Paul Schaal down at third. And the outfield left to right of Reichart, Cardinal, and Kirkpatrick. Let me refresh my screen and we should be ready to go. And greetings to Tony. Hello there, Tony. Hope your day's going well. Here's Petrocelli. Umpire says play ball. Newman's ready to work. Petrocelli comes in at 282, 3 homers, 12 RBIs. Righty on righty. As Newman goes into the windup, and we are underway on a 110 right-handed. He struck him out. Petrocelli down on strikes. And here's Lenny Green. Green on the season just 184, 9 for 49. No homers, 6 RBIs, left-handed hitting outfielder. Newman gets the sign. Here's the pitch now, 4-9 left-handed, a grounder wide of second. Knopp has it, flips to Adcock, 2 away. And that'll bring up Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz hitting just 234 so far, 4 home runs and a team-leading 17 RBIs. Newman into the windup. Pitch to Yaz is a 4-8 left-hander. That's a base hit into right field. Yastrzemski with a 2-out single. Yaz, the star 15 stealer. Let's check the Eagles' battery now. Newman with a good -2 hold. Rogers with a good arm, -2. So with a -4 battery, that knocks Yaz down to a 1 through 11, eliminating any need to hold him on as George Scott steps up to the plate. Scott hitting .255, team leading 7 home runs, tied with Yastrzemski with 17 RBIs. Newman working out of the stretch now. 5-4 right-handed is going to be a fly ball to center field X. That's going to be Jose Cardinal. Good outfielder, 2-3 in center. He's on his horse now, going back. Back on a 12. This could be trouble. E3, and it's off his glove. 2-base error, Cardinal. Yastrzemski holds at third. So a rare error by Cardinal happens to the best of them. And the Red Sox have a chance to score here. Second and third, 2 down, and Tony Conigliaro coming to bat. Tony C. hitting .274 on the season, 5 homers, 16 RBIs. Newman checks the runners. Now it comes to the plate, 110 right-handed. It's a grounder behind the bag. It's Fregosi. Fregosi shading him up the middle, has it, throws to Adcock, and the side is retired. No runs to hit, 2 left on. There was an error. At the end of half an inning, Boston nothing, California coming to bat. And there's Jeremiah, welcome, and welcome to Franklin. Definitely, Jeremiah. TGIF, the Friday game. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, I was thinking about how I was going to tackle this doubleheader. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how this one plays out. As Stigman gets loose, I'll give you the Angels lineup. Here's Jose Cardinal leading off in center. 2-3, he made an error. That's probably his first error of the year. Let's check that. With an E3, you would think so. Yep, that's his first error. Jim Fregosi at shortstop hits in the 2 spot. Bobby Knopp will bat third and play second base. Rick Reichard in left field hits cleanup. Joe Adcock at first base hits 5th. Bob Rogers, the catcher, batting 6th. Paul Shaw at third base 7th. Kirkpatrick gets the start in right field. He'll hit 8th, with Newman, the pitcher, hitting 9th. Setting Boston defensively for you, it's Tillman behind the plate. Scott at first. Jones and Petrocelli up the middle with Foy down at third, and the outfield Yastrzemski, Green, and Conigliaro from left to right. And welcome to Perry. Perry joined us here on a Friday. Anyone have any big plans for the weekend? Okay, here we go. Stigman's ready. Left-hander ready to work as Jose Cardinal leads things off for the Angels. Cardinal hitting just .202. 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Gets the sign from Tillman, and here's the pitch to Jose. It's a 5-10 right-handed. A grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Petrocelli ranging into the hole. Rico a 2E38, and here's the throw. On a 6, he's there. Long throw in time. Nice play, Petrocelli. 6-3X. Cardinal's retired. And here's Jim Fregosi now. Fregosi getting .283 so far. 3 homers, 13 RBIs. And here's the pitch now from Stigman. 4-6 right-handed is a fly ball into right field. Fregosi lofts one the other way. Conigliaro settling under it now. And he'll take it for out number 2. That'll bring up Knopp with 2 down. Knopp at just 179, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. Stigman into the windup. Here's the pitch now. 1-3 left-handed. That's a base hit into left field. 2 out single for Knopp. The Angels have been offensively challenged all season. which is one reason why they're at 10 and 17. ERA respectable at 3.99, but they're only batting .227 as a team. So with Knopp at first and 2 away, Rick Reichart will get a chance here in the first inning. Reichart, the team's leading hitter at 300. 7 home runs, 13 RBIs. Stigman staring in now, working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch to Reichart on a 1-9 left-handed. Right into his good column. He rolls over one to short. Petrocelli has it to Scott to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We're through 1 inning in a scoreless ball game. Good plan, Tony. That's where I'm at, air conditioning and Strat. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll go visit my mom, of course, as I typically do on Saturday. Oh, fascinating, Franklin. Yes, some of those kids will blow you away, right? Amazing. Okay, Newman getting set now as we go to the second inning. Excuse me. Dalton Jones will lead things off for Boston. Jones in just his 16th game hitting 200. He's just 6 for 30. Does not have an RBI. Left-handed hitter. 4.34 at second base. This is the 3rd or 4th game in a row Jones has started at second base. And he'll lead off the second as Newman goes into the windup. There's the pitch to Jones. It's a 6-2 left-hander. A grounder to first base X. That's going to be for Adcock, a 4.E5. Adcock ranges to his right. Here's the play on a 6, and he can't get it. That's into right field for a single. So we'll lead off single for Jones. No threat to run. And here's Bob Tillman, the catcher. Tillman 14 for 44, that's 318. No home runs, 7 RBIs. Day off for Mike Ryan. Although really the Red Sox have been using a fairly balanced tandem at catcher between Tillman and Mike Ryan. 57 at bats for Ryan, 44 for Tillman. Anyway, here's Tillman. Newman working from the stretch now. Nobody out. Runner takes his lead, and here's the pitch to Tillman. 5'10 right-handed. It's a grounder to short X. That could be 2. Fregosi, a 2E36. And here's the play. On a 4, he has it, but his only play is to first. Slow roller, Fregosi had to charge it. His only play was to first, and Jones will take second on the throw. And here's Joe Foy, the leading hitter on the Red Sox, currently at 329. 5 homers, 9 runs batted in for Foy. Newman left staring in now. The pitch to Foy, a 1-4 right-handed, right in the heart of his good column. He lofts one into right field. Kirkpatrick has it, and there's 2 down. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Dick Stigman. Stigman bats right-handed, a 1W, and here's the pitch from Newman. 3-6, grounder to short. Fregosi has it, throws him out. And a relatively easy inning for Newman. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless. And a shout out to Mike and Joel. Hello, Newman. Perfect timing, Mike. Sometimes I like to say, hello, Vargas. Let's just see if anybody remembers that one. That's right. Yeah, that was the Bizarro episode. Vargas was the Bizarro Newman. It'll be Adcock, Rogers, and Shaw for the Angels as we move it to the bottom of the second. Adcock 9 for 30, that's 300. Pair of homers and 9 RBIs. Incredible power against left-handers, which Stigman is. Stigman misses outside with one, pitching carefully to Adcock. Now set. Here's the next pitch. On a 1-7, grounder to shortstop. Petrocelli has it. And there's one down. And there's Mike Terranova as well. We've got 2 Mikes in here now. Greetings, guys. Here's Rogers with 1 down. Rogers hitting just 176 so far. 1 homer, 6 RBIs. Switch hitting catcher batting right-handed against Stigman, and here's the pitch. 6-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. Two outs, nobody on, and Paul Shaw will step up to the plate. Shaw hitting 247, pair of homers, 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Stigman. 2-11 left-handed, grounder down to first base. Scott will take it himself, and it's an easy inning for Stigman. After 2 complete, we are scoreless. 2 awful pitching cards on the mound today, defying the odds so far. Hang on, that's the door, I believe. It's probably just a package. Weird knock. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. Yes, it was a package. Ordered a windshield, what would you call it? A windshield visor? You know, one of those things you stick in your front windshield of your car to shade it. I should have done that a week ago before it got hot, right? I knew it was going to get hot, so stupid me. Anyway, I have one now. Okay, to the third we go. It's the top of the order for Boston. Rico Petrocelli, who struck out his first time, will lead it off. Newman getting the sign. Here's the pitch to Rico. It's a 4-8 right-handed. That's a base hit up the middle. And Petrocelli aboard with a leadoff single. Petrocelli, no threat to steal. And here's Green. Green grounded to second his first time up today. Newman now working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Green. It's going to be a 6-7 left-handed. Single to 12, and that is knocked down by a diving Adcock, but he's got nowhere to go with it. Newman's slow covering, and that'll go as a single. Petrocelli will hold at second. And the Red Sox have something going here in the third. First and second, nobody out, and Carl Yastrzemski coming to bat. Yastrzemski singled his first time up. Okay, Newman staring in, working from the stretch. The pitch to Yaz. 5-5 left-hander. It's a fly ball to straightaway center. Cardinal drifting back, and he's there to make the catch for out number 1. With 1 away, George Scott will come to the plate. Scott reached on an error his first time up today. Newman checks the runners, now comes to the plate. 2-6 right-handed. He struck him out. So Newman 1 out away from getting out of the jam, and it'll be Tony Conigliaro. Tony 0 for 1. Newman gets the sign from Rogers now. Here's the pitch. That's a 3-5 right-handed. It's a homer to 3 on a 19. That's going to be extra bases. That's a double for Tony Conigliaro. Petrocelli can walk home. Green can try to score on that. Green a 13 runner with 2 outs, 50, and it's to center. Cardinal with a -2 arm, 1-13, and they're with 2 outs. They're going to send him 1-13. Here comes Green, the throw to the plate. He scores. So it's a 2-run double for Tony Conigliaro, and the Red Sox take a 2-0 lead. Here's Dalton Jones. Jones singled his first time up. Newman trying to get out of this inning now. Here's the pitch to Jones. It's going to be a 4-10 left-handed fly ball into right field and shallow. Kirkpatrick coming fast. He's there. And the side is retired. The Red Sox score 2, however, on 3 hits and leave a man. And they take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the second. Some great bands being named here. I like all of those bands. I was not a huge Guns N' Roses fan. They had a couple songs I liked. I kind of blocked out the 80s, to be honest with you. I had 2 doses of the 70s and then moved directly into the 90s. Angels will send up Kirkpatrick, Newman, and Cardinal here in the bottom of the third. Kirkpatrick, an interesting starter against a left-hander. Not much there. But he did start this game batting 8th in right field. Kirkpatrick on the season so far, just 6 for 36. That's 167. He does have a home run and the 4 RBIs. The left-hander winds and deals on a 6-6, and he loses him. Ball 4. How about that? A leadoff walk to Kirkpatrick, who's a star 15 stealer. And now let's check the Red Sox battery. I already know what it is because Stigman is a +9 hold, the worst you can be rated at. It doesn't even matter at this point what Tillman is, but it's a special added bonus. Tillman has a horrible +3 arm, so you got a +12. Of course, the most it can be is 5, which would be enough to make Kirkpatrick a 20. Held on, he's an 18, and he's going to try for it. 2 through 6 and 12. A 4, he's got it. 1 through 18. The pitch to Newman. There goes Kirkpatrick. Tillman's throw. He's stolen it. So stolen base, Ed Kirkpatrick. For Kirkpatrick, his 5th stolen base of the season. He's yet to be caught. Newman, a 3W, right-handed hitter. Here's the next pitch. 6-7, he walks the pitcher. Back-to-back walks issued by Stigman, and again, how many times do you see that? You steal a base and the next guy walks. That seems to happen quite often, at least to me. So first and second, tying runs aboard. Top of the order coming up. Here's Cardinal. Cardinal grounded out to short his first time today. Oh, yeah. So how were the Stones, Perry? I saw them back in the 70s. They're too expensive for my budget these days. I think I paid $6 when I saw them in 1975. I'd love to see the Doobies again, and they're still relatively affordable. I'll have to see if they're coming to the casino here in Spokane this summer. First and second, nobody out. Here's pitch to Cardinal. Left-hander delivers a 1-11. It's a grounder to first. Scott has it. His only play is to Stigman covering, and both runners move up. So the Angels have the tying runs in scoring position with one away. And Jim Fregosi at the plate. Fregosi flew to right his first time. I'm going to let the dice decide. 1-3 infield in. Infield will be back. That would have been my call. Anyway, it was close. So infield back, second and third. Here's Fregosi. 6'9", right-handed is a ball. It's absolutely crushed to deep left field. Yastrzemski starts back and just turns around and watches it go. It's a 3-run blast for Jim Fregosi, and the Angels take the lead. Holy crap! Kirkpatrick and Newman score in front of him. 3 ribbies for Fregosi. Let's take another look at it. 6'9", right-handed to 19. It's a 3, no doubt about that one. And for Fregosi, his 4th home run of the season. 3-2 Angels now. Here's Knopp. Knopp singled his first time up. Good to hear, Perry. They still got it, huh? Oh man, that's wonderful. That's all I can. The only word I can think of. It's just wonderful. Whoops! I got a dice down as Knopp fouls one off. Stigman running up a new ball. Here's the pitch. 6-6 right-handed, and he loses in ball 4. So Stigman having some rough going here in the third. Came into the inning with a 2-run lead and lost the lead quickly. 3-2 Angels now. Still only one away, and here's Reichart. Reichart 0 for 1. Stigman now working from the stretch. Pitch to Reichart is a 1-6 left-handed. It's a triple to 3 on a 13. However, that's going to hold up in center field for Green, who will make the catch for out number 2. Runner will hold. And here comes Joe Adcock. Scary card against lefties, to be sure. Joe grounded to short his first time up today. Stigman checks the runner now. Here's the pitch to Adcock. That's a 2-8 grounder down to third. Foy has it. Throws him out, and that'll do it. The Angels take the lead, however, on 3 runs on only 1 hit. A 3-run blast by Fregosi. After 3 complete, it's California 3, Boston 2. Bottom of the order for Boston here in the 4th inning. It's Tillman, Foy, and Stigman. Tillman 0 for 1. Newman gets the sign from Rogers now. Here's the pitch to Tillman on a 1-11 right-handed. It's a lazy fly ball into left field. Routine for Reichart. And he grabs it for out number 1. That'll bring up Foy, again the Red Sox leading hitter so far. Flew to right his first time up today. Newman gets the sign now. Here's the pitch. 2-9, struck him out. Third strikeout for Newman. And here's Stigman. Newman's pitch, a 6-6, and he loses him. Ball 4. Newman walks the opposing pitcher with 2 down. Never a good idea. And that'll give Rico Petrocelli a chance. Rico 1 for 2. Newman out of the stretch. 2-8 righty. Right in the heart of his good column. He sends a slow roller to third. Shaw charging. Bare hands. 2 Adcock in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Oh, interesting, Perry. Is that what you're playing in 1968? Boy, I gotta take a look at that now. Excuse me, guys. Bear with me here. So I can look it up on my Windows game. Yeah, that's nice. That might be the only time I've seen a cash card that was actually better against lefties. Here's Stigman now as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Bob Rogers will lead it off for the Angels. Rogers struck out his first time today. Batting right-handed, Stigman with the pitch. That's going to be a 1-6 lefty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Rogers goes down swinging for the second time today. Rogers really struggling so far this year, and here's Shaw now. 0 for 1. Stigman gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Shaw on a 4-10 right-handed ground ball into the hole. Petrocelli's there. Long throw across, 2 down. And here's Kirkpatrick, who walked, stole second, and came around to score his first time up. Left on left. Stigman comes in there with a 6-7, and he's walked him again. So Kirkpatrick, with a poor card against left-handed pitching, has been the recipient of 2 walks today. Held on at 18, he'll try for the lead. Why not? 2 through 6 and 12, it's a possible pickoff, however. Which happens so seldomly. I think he throws... I think it's just his second number, isn't it? If he gets 1 through 12, he's safe. So rolling for the pickoff. He's picked off. How about that? Another pickoff, and that ends the inning. That turned out to be a terrible play for the Angels. That's the 3rd pickoff I've had, and they've all been recently. I went 200 and some games without a pickoff at all. And we've had 3 of them very recently. So we're through 4 innings, 3-2 Angels. Checking the chat now. Oh, well, I think, Mike, I can explain that. Yeah, I think I can. Let's say you had Stigman pitching and Johnny Bench was the catcher with a -4. Well, that would still be a +5, wouldn't it? So I guess I can't explain it. That came into my head there. Perhaps, Franklin, but I mean, hell, if you've got a 90% chance to steal, you pretty much have to go for it, don't you? I would anyway. I'll steal at 90% all day long. Did not work out, and the worst part, of course, for the Angels is it means the pitcher will lead off the next inning. Maybe did get a little too greedy there. You're usually happy just to turn the lineup over, which they failed to do. So here's Lenny Green to lead things off for the Red Sox in the fifth. They trail by a run as Newman comes set. The windup on the pitch to Green. That's going to be a 2-9 right-handed. He struck him out. Green down on strikes. That's number 4 for Newman. And here's Yaz. I guess if you had, I'm trying to think, Mike's got me stumped with this. I guess if you had Pudge Rodriguez, who's a -5 arm with a +9 pitcher, then you'd be -4. That's probably the only time it would have any impact, isn't it? So I guess their thinking is with a +9 pitcher, he's going to be +5 no matter who's catching. Here's Yaz with one away. Newman into the windup. 5-11 left-handed. It's a base hit up the middle, and Yastrzemski's 2 for 3. Yastrzemski, a star 15 stealer, but he's an 11 not held thanks to the -4 Angel battery. And here's Scott. Newman checks the runner now from the stretch. The pitch to Scott is a 5-5, grounder to first base. Adcock to his right has it down to Fregosi for 1. Back to Adcock, not in time. That'll be a force play. So a 3-6 force, 2 away. And Tony Conigliaro will come to bat. Conigliaro 1 for 2, 2-run double, provided all of the Red Sox offense to this point. Newman out of the stretch. Pitch to Tony C is a 1-10 right-handed. A grounder to short. Fregosi has it, goes the short way to Knopp, and that will retire the side. No runs to hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 3-2 California. It's funny about the hold. Back before they had the pitcher's hold, and you just use the catcher's arm, right? And I used to hear base stealers say all the time, well, I don't steal off the catcher, I steal off the pitcher. So I was glad at first when they added the pitcher's hold. However, now I kind of think it's a little bit too much of a factor. But no game is perfect. Okay, here's Newman again. He was left standing at the plate last inning. 3W. Stigman comes in there with a 4-8 and walks him for the second time. Oh my goodness, a leadoff walk to the opposing pitcher. Stigman rated only 5 for endurance, and looking down in the Red Sox pen, there's already activity as Bucky Brandon is throwing. And here's Cardinal. 0 for 2. Stigman checks the runner, now from the stretch. Pitch to Jose, a 4-7. Single to 4 on an 8. That's grabbed by a leaping Petrocelli. Fires back to first, not in time. So a liner to short for the first out. And that'll bring up Jim Fregosi. Speaking of perfect game, what about that Paul Skeens? I know it wasn't a perfect game, but it was certainly pitching perfection. Holy cow. That was something to see. I only caught part of it. I came in a fourth or fifth inning, I want to say. Fregosi 1 for 2 with a homer. His homer providing all three of the Angels' runs today. Runner on first, one down. Stigman delivers. 3-7 left-handed, a grounder to short. That's going to be two. It's Petrocelli to Jones to Scott, double play, and the side is retired. So Stigman walks the pitcher to lead off the inning, but gets out of it easily enough. 5 innings in the books. It's 3-2 California. Exactly, Joel. 99 pitches. He went 7 innings. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really tired of this pitch count business. That's an interesting comment, Mike. Out of the park. You know, like I said, I've had 3 pickoffs here, which isn't bad. In the Windows game on Super Advanced, it seems that there are way too many pickoffs. In any case, to the 6th we go. Boston trailing by a run will send up Jones, Tillman, and Foy against Newman. Newman entering his first inning of potential fatigue. Jones 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. 4-11 left-handed. There's a fly ball to left field X. That's Reichart. Reichart a 3-9. Tough play for Rick. Here's the play. On a 12, it's the E rating. It's a 12 on an E9. And he makes the catch for the out. How about that? Fine running catch by Reichart. Yeah, he might have, Joel. Lincecum, there's a guy that was great, and he came and went very quickly, didn't he? What happened to him? I mean, I'm asking seriously. I don't know what happened to him. I had him in a keeper league. I had the #1 overall pick by virtue of having the worst record in the league the previous year. I took Lincecum. It was good for a couple of seasons. Here's Tillman 0 for 2 today. Newman comes in with a 3-7 right-handed, and Tillman bangs one into center field for a base hit. So Tillman takes Newman right back up the middle, and Joe Foy will come to bat. Foy 0 for 2 today. Newman getting the sign. Bob Lee working in the Angel pen. Here's the pitch to Foy. 6-6 right-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. So Newman looking like he's running out of gas here in the 6th. And they'll send up a batter for Stigman. Whoops, I don't do that in red. What am I doing there? Quicker hook today with 2 pretty bad cards on the mound. Stigman ends up going 5. He only allowed 2 hits. Wow. 2 hits, 3 runs. He was his own worst enemy with 5 walks. And struck out a pair. Brandon, who's ready, will be coming in. And we'll have a batter now for Stigman. Anticipating a switch, they're going to go with George Thomas, a balanced card, right-handed hitter. Conference at the mound. First and second, one down. They're going to let Newman pitch to Thomas. Let's look up Thomas's stats on the season so far. Thomas hitting .290, 9 for 31. He has a pair of home runs. Right-hander. Newman checks the runner. Comes in there with a 6'11 right-hander. It's a grounder down to third base. Shaw has it to Knopp for one. Turns not in time. That'll be a 5-4 force. And Tillman takes third. So Thomas at first, no threat to steal, and here's Petrocelli now. Newman trying to get out of this inning. Rico 1 for 3 today. This is a big at bat for Newman. As he comes in there 2-7, double to 10. That's a single 2 stars, and this game is tied, and Newman is fatigued. It's an RBI single for Petrocelli. Tillman crosses the plate. Thomas to third. And here comes Rigney. So both starters out of the game now. Newman ends up going 5 2/3. He allowed 8 hits, 3 runs so far, walked a pair, and struck out 4, and here comes Bob Lee. Lee in the replay, he's been in 8 games, no record 3 saves, and a stellar 0.71 ERA across 13 innings of work. Lenny Green due up. Lee trying to squash the rally here in the 6th. The Sox have tied it up on 2 hits and a walk. Lee ready to work now. Here's the pitch to Lenny Green. It's a 3-11, and he hits him. Lee comes in and hits the first batter he faces, and the bases are loaded. And look who's coming up. Bases loaded, 2 down. It's Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz is 2 for 3 on the day, and that was against Newman, of course. Lee gets the sign, checks the runners, the full windup. The pitch to Yaz, a 3-7 fly ball into center field. Cardinal ranging to his right, has it, and the side is retired. The Sox tie it up, however, a run on a pair of hits. They leave the bases juiced, and it's a 3-3 tie after 5.5. Let me refresh the chat again here so I can see the bottom of it. Oh, someone came up with that, Jeremiah, or someone should come up with that? I like that idea. That makes sense to me. Here comes Bucky Brandon coming on to pitch for the Sox now. Brandon so far in 10 ball games is 0-2 with an 8.03 ERA. Good card. He's been lit up. 12 1/3 innings, 21 hits allowed. It'll be Knopp, Reichard, and Adcock, the heart of the Angels' order. Brandon gets the sign from Tillman now. Here's the pitch to Knopp. It's a 1-7, struck him out. So Knopf down on strikes, and here's Rick Reichard. Reichard 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch from Brandon. 3-4 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Bucky Brandon comes on with that 8-something ERA and announces his presence with authority. Here's Adcock now with 2 down. Brandon winds and deals. 1-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. How about that? Bucky Brandon comes on and strikes out the side. Holy smoke. Was he much of a strikeout pitcher? 101 and 158 innings. Not bad. Way too good of a hits to innings ratio to have allowed, what did I say it was? 21 hits in 12 innings. So he was due for a better outing. Where's Kenyon when I need him? Well, I think he already mentioned he wasn't going to be here on Friday. Somebody mentioned that. Wow, Franklin, just 2 miles an hour would make that much difference. Yeah, that doesn't compute to me. Of the 3 elements of pitching, velocity, command, and movement, I would say command is first, movement is second, and velocity third most important. Bob Lee is going out there again. He'll face Scott, Canigliaro, and Jones in a tie ball game in the 7th. Scott's 0 for 3 today. Lee stares in to get the sign. Here's the pitch to Scott. 110 right-handed, and he hits him. Scott hit by the pitch. He doesn't look too happy about it as he walks slowly to first base. That's the second hit batter by Lee. As someone mentioned earlier, that probably should be an automatic warning. So Lee, perhaps a little wild today. Who's to say? Here's Tony C, 1 for 3. Lee working from the stretch now. 4-8 right-handed. That's a single to 16 on an 18. Knopf leaps up and snags it. Liner to second. Oh my, what a play that was. Hard to think that Lee would deliberately put the go-ahead run on in the 7th. Here's Dalton Jones, 1 for 3. Lee gets the sign from the stretch. The pitch to Dalton is a 6-3 left-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. Reichardt's going to be tested again. 3-9 as he races towards the line. On a 4, he's not going to get that. That's down for extra bases. They're going to hold Scott up at third, and Jones is in with a double, and the Red Sox are in business. Here comes Bob Tillman now. 2nd and 3rd, 1 away in a tie ball game. The Angels will bring the infield in. Tillman's 1 for 3 today. Lee checks the runners. Now here comes the pitch. It's a 4-4 right-handed. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Rogers, a fine catcher, a 2E3. Here's the play. On a 12, it's the E rating. The roll of an 8 on an E3. He makes the play. Ground ball C, infield in, runners hold. So a little nubber in front of the plate, Rogers on it like a cat. Runners can go nowhere as he fires it down to first. So a big play there by Rogers, and it's up to Foy. We could put Foy on and face Brandon. The Red Sox would pinch hit, however. He'll pitch to Foy. That's one of the problems of managing against yourself. I know if I walk him intentionally, I'm going to pinch hit. Lee to Foy, second and third, 2 down. 2-9 right-handed. He struck him out. And Lee wiggles out of it. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th, or I should say as we stretch in the 7th. We're still tied at 3. Brandon will come out for his second inning of work. Remember, he struck out the side in the 6th. He'll be looking at Rogers, Shaw, and Kirkpatrick. Rogers struck out twice, batting right-handed. He'll turn around and hit left-handed against Bucky Brandon. Brandon gets the sign from Tillman. Here's the pitch now on a 6'10 lefty. A shallow fly into right. Here comes Tony Conigliaro. He's there. 1 away. And here comes Paul Shaw. Shaw's walked both times today, stole a base, and was picked off in the 4th. Brandon into the windup. The pitch to Shaw, a 4-2 fly ball to left field. A can of corn for Yastrzemski. And there's 2 down quickly. Here's Kirkpatrick facing a righty now. He walked twice against the left-hander. Well, he's the one that stole a base and was picked off. I beg your pardon. Brandon pitching to Ed Kirkpatrick. 110 right-handed, little comebacker. Brandon has it, throws to Scott, and that'll do it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Brandon. In fact, it's 6 up, 6 down for Brandon. And that'll be it for Bucky Brandon. He'll yield to a pinch hitter to lead off the 8th. So a nice job in relief today by Bucky Brandon. Two innings, nothing doing, and 3 strikeouts. Checking the Red Sox pen. Ken Sanders throwing down there. And they'll send up Jim Gosker to bat. Gosker also pinch hit in this game in real life. Lee's worked 1 1/3. He's rated a 3 for endurance. Let's look up Gosker's numbers on the season. Gosker just 9 for 46. That's 196. He does have 1 home run. Left-handed hitting outfielder. Lee into the windup. Here's the pitch to Gosker. That's a 5-7 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Gosker down on strikes. The lineup will turn over. And Rico Petrocelli will come to bat. Rico 2 for 4 today. You're making my scorecard on Excel, Mike? Well, that's kind of cool. Lee into the windup. The pitch to Rico is a 5-8 right-handed, a grounder to second base X. That's Knopp. Gold glove, 1E17. Knopp ranging behind the bag. On a 4, diving stop. Gets to his feet and throws him out. Oh my goodness, what a beauty that was by Bobby Knopp. Knopp robs Petrocelli of a hit on a web jam, 4-3X. 2 down now, and Lenny Green will be the hitter. Green 1 for 3, was hit by a pitch his last time up. Lee with the windup. Here's the pitch now. 6-7 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. So a nice job for both bullpens today. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox in the 8th. That'll be all for Lee. He will yield for a pinch hitter to lead off the bottom of the inning. Here's Sanders coming on now to pitch for Boston. Sanders, as you can see on his card, will be traded to Kansas City at some point this season. Lee ends up going 2 1/3. Just 1 hit allowed. No runs, all 3 runs charged to Newman. He didn't walk anybody, but he hit 2 batters. And he struck out 3. Lou Burdette throwing for the Angels as they select a pinch hitter to bat for Lee. Sanders on the season so far has been in 9 games, 2-0 with a rather high 5.23 ERA. I'm trying to look at this and see how that occurred exactly. Looks like he walked too many. 10 1/3 innings, just 8 hits allowed, but he's walked 6. Batting for California will be Norm Seaburn. Seaburn also hit in this game in real life. The left-handed hitting first baseman who appears to have lost his job, at least temporarily, to Joe Adcock. Seaburn 13 for 73. That's 178 without a home run and only 3 RBIs. So Seaburn trying to get untracked. Sanders ready to go now. Here's the pitch to Norm Seaburn. 5-4 left-handed is a grounder to third base X. That's going to be Foy, a 4E25. Tough play for Joe. Here's the play. On a 3, he's not going to get that. That's into left field for a base hit. So Seaburn hits one hard the other way. Foy unable to make the play. Seaburn takes first. 8th inning, go-ahead run. We really need a pinch runner for Seaburn. And that's going to be Jackie Hernandez, who, coincidentally, was used as a pinch runner in this game in real life. So here's Hernandez, star 15 stealer. Sanders a -3 hold. Tillman a +3 arm. They'll hold him on, making him a 13. 9, 10, and 12 automatic caught. He will not try for it, but he's a 1 through 14 runner. And here's Cardinal. Hernandez takes his lead. Sanders a throw over there. Hernandez back to the bag. And we got a dice on the floor as Cardinal fouls one off. Sanders gets a new ball. The Colonel staring in to get his sign. From the stretch now, the pitch to Jose. That's going to be a 5-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. 1 away, and Jim Fregosi comes to bat. Fregosi's 3-run homer still responsible for all of the Angel runs in this game. And that was back in the 3rd inning. Sanders checks the runner now from the stretch. The pitch to Jim Fregosi is a 4-9 right-handed single to 6 on a 12. That's stabbed by Jones. Liner to second. Nice grab by Jones. And it'll be up to Bobby Knopp. Sanders checks the runner from the stretch. The pitch to Bobby, 1-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. So the Angels strand one. After 8 innings, it's a 3-3 ball game. Extra innings today. Here's Burdette coming in to pitch for the Angels. Burdette on the season, 1-1 with a 4.24 ERA across 17 innings of work. And he'll be facing the heart of the order, Yastrzemski, Scott, and Conigliaro. Yaz 2 for 4, standing in from the left side as Burdette gets the sign from Rogers. Here's the pitch to Yaz. It's a 4-9 left-handed base hit up the middle. Third hit of the day for Carl Yastrzemski, a leadoff single here at the top of the 9th inning. Yaz a star 15 stealer, but he would be a 12 with the -3 battery, so he will not be held on. I'll tell you one thing, guys. If we go to extra inning, I'm going to have to turn the air conditioning back on. It's getting warm in here. Okay, here's George Scott now. 0 for 3. He was drilled by a pitch his last time out. Burdette checks the runner from the stretch. Pitch to Scott. 5-8 right-handed. It's a double to 5 on a 7. That'll be a 2-star single. Yastrzemski advancing to third. And the Red Sox are in business here in the top of the 9th. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And Tony Conigliaro coming to the plate. Tony 1 for 4 today. Infield will have to be in here. Conference on the mound. Rogers goes out. Shaw, Fregosi, Knopp, Adcock even walking over now. Burdette nodding. Tony an A bunter. Perhaps they're thinking about putting the wheel play on. Okay, they're back to business now. Infield in, runners at the corners. Here's the pitch to Tony C. 5-7 right-handed. It's a fly to center field, playable. That's going to be deep enough to score the go-ahead run. Cardinale makes the catch. Yastrzemski tags and scores, And it's 4-3 Boston. Sac fly to center for Tony. One down, and here's Dalton Jones. Jones 2 for 4. Scott, no threat to steal. Burdette from the stretch. 110 right-handed. It's a double to 5 on a 16. That's going to hang up in right field for Kirkpatrick, who makes the catch for the out. And that'll bring up Tillman. Tillman 1 for 4 today. Burdette checks the runner. The pitch to Tillman on a 2-7. Fly ball into center. Can of corn for Cardinale. And that'll do it. But the Red Sox take the lead. A run on 2 hits. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 4-3. Defensive changes for Boston. Well, there's going to be one for sure. George Smith's going to take over for Jones at second base. Smith at 2E28. Due up for the Angels, Reichart, Adcock, and Rogers. 2 right-handers and a switch hitter. Not a great spot for Radats. They'll stick with Sanders. Four to 3 Red Sox as we move to the bottom of the 9th. I want to thank everybody for watching today. A little tired today. I'm trying to get into it, but I don't feel as pumped up as I should be for a change. I don't know why. Perhaps this matchup a little anticlimactic after the last 2 days. I don't know. Pretty good game though. 4 to 3. Here's Reichart to lead it off. He's 0 for 3 today. Sanders gets the sign from Tillman. Here's the pitch to Reichart on a 6-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's Yastrzemski. Gold Glover, 1E6. And we got a dice down. That's going to be a re-roll. On an 8, the E range, it's a 5 on an E6. Holy cow, it's a 2-base error for Yastrzemski, and I've done it again. Rolled another 5. So the Angels maybe get a break. A rare error by Yastrzemski. Wow, it's his 4th error of the season. He's an E6. Can you believe that? That puts the tying run in scoring position for Joe Adcock. Reichart, a 13-runner, decent speed. Sanders set now. Here's the pitch to Adcock. It's going to be a 6-10 right-handed, a fly ball into center field X. That's for Green, a 2E10. Green on his horse. On a 17, makes the catch for the out. So Green converts his X play. And here's Buck Rogers, switch hitter batting left-handed. Reichart takes his lead. Sanders checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Rogers. It's a 1-7 right-handed. Single into right field, an open single. Reichart to 13. The right fielder is Canigliaro, a 0. They're going to send him. 1 to 13 to the plate. He scores, and we're tied. RBI single for Rogers. Rogers will remain at first. He's a 1 through 12. And here's Shaw. Sanders rated 4 for relief endurance, so there's no problem there. He'll pitch to Shaw, who's 0 for 3 today. Runner on first, 1 away. From the stretch, 6-12, grounder to first base X. That's going to be Scott, a 3E15. All kinds of X plays here in the 9th. 3E15 for Scott. Here's the roll on a 13. It's the error range. The roll of an 8 on a 13 is going to be a double play. How about that? Scott to Petrocelli, back to Scott, and we're going to extra innings. 3-6-3-X, an unearned run on a hit. Four ball game, and we're going to the 10th. Just figures, doesn't it? Okay, give me a moment here. I apologize in advance for the noise, but I need the air now. I'm getting hot in here. Currently 94 outside. Lou Burdett will come out for his second inning of work. It's going to be Foy, the pitcher's spot, and Petrocelli. Joe Foy, 0 for 3 with a walk. Struck out twice. Burdett gets the sign now. Here's the pitch. It's a 2-5 right-handed, and he walks him. The leadoff walk to Foy. Here we go again. Red Sox will now have a pinch hitter for Sanders. Sanders worked 2 innings. Gave up 2 hits and a run unearned. Walked no one and struck out 2. Jim Lonborg getting loose for Boston. The bench is awfully thin. In fact, there's really only 2 guys here. And it's not going to be Ryan. Let's see if I have any computer-only cards. Tony Horton's available, but he's terrible. Really only one choice here, and that's Eddie Casco. So Casco will bat for the pitcher. Eddie on the season, 8 for 30, that's 267. 1 homer, 1 RBI. Foy, no threat to steal, as Burdett working from the stretch. Delivers to Casco on a 110, and he pops him up on the right side. Knopp will take it, and Casco is retired. One away, Enrico Petrocelli will come to bat. Petrocelli 2 for 5 today. Burdett from the stretch. Pitch to Rico on a 3-4, a comebacker. Burdett has it. Down to Knopp for 1, to Adcock, not in time. That'll be a 1-4 force. And Petrocelli standing at first with 2 away. Lenny Green will be the hitter now. Burdett out of the stretch. Pitch to Green is a 3-4. Grounder to first. Adcock will take it to the bag himself. And the Red Sox strand one here in the 10th. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Jim Lonborg will be coming on for Boston. Yeah, Franklin, and a lot of pitchers used for the first game of the doubleheader. Lonborg in the replay so far has been in 9 games, 2 starts. He's 1-1 with a save, 4.02 ERA. And he'll be facing Kirkpatrick, a pinch hitter, and Cardinal. Let's see if the Angels have a hitter. Well, they've got a lot more on the bench than the Red Sox do. So Kirkpatrick will lead things off. He's 0 for 1, walked twice. Lonborg ready to go now. The pitch to Ed is a 3-3, fly ball to right, a deep fly ball to right. Tony C. back on the track to make the catch. Jackie Warner has grabbed a bat. He will bat for the Angels. Warner relegated to bench duty due to his injury, I assume, but he leads the American League in home runs with 10. Warner 299, 10 home runs, 20 runs batted in. He'll be swinging from the heels here as Lonborg comes set and delivers a 2-5. He walks him. The winning run aboard with one down. 1-13. The bench is what they are. That's going to have to be good enough as Jose Cardinal comes to the plate. Cardinal 0 for 4. Lonborg out of the stretch now. The pitch to Jose Cardinal is a 2-7 right-handed. Single into center, an open single. Green's there. He's a +2. Warner to third, 13, 15, 17. He's going. They're throwing 1-17. He's in there. And Cardinal takes second on the throw. It doesn't matter at all to Boston. They had to throw for Warner. And now the Red Sox will pull the infield in with one out. Second and third, Jim Fregosi at the plate. If we were playing super advanced computer version, the outfield would be in as well. But we don't have that here. Not in the advanced game, anyway. Fragosi's 1 for 4, and it was a big one. A 3-run blast back in the third. Infield in. Lonborg delivers the 4-4. Grounder to third base X. That's going to be Foy. A 4-E25. Hold your breath. Here's that counts. It's a 17. Ground ball B with the infield in. They get the lead man. Holy cow, let me double check this to be absolutely sure. Second and third, B, it's a 7. Batter is safe, lead runner is out, and the infield in pays off as Foy is able to nail Warner trying to go home. So a 5-2 force, Cardinal to third. And now Fregosi Lonborg, I should say, just might wiggle out of this and send it to the 11th. First and third, 2 down. Here's Bobby Knopp, 1 for 3 with a walk. Lonborg out of the stretch, 2-3, struck him out, and Lonborg gets out of an impossible situation, and we're going to the 11th. No runs a hit, 2 left on. Holy smokes. Left, right, huh? Jack Sanford will come on for the Angels. Burdette worked 2. Allowed 2 hits and a run. Walked 1. No strikeouts. Holy cow, what a game. Heart of the order for the Sox. Yaz, Scott, and Canigliaro. Well, you guys know what the Sunday game's going to be now, right? It'll be the second game of this doubleheader. No game tomorrow, of course. Okay, 11th inning, here we go. It does, doesn't it, Perry? I was thinking the same thing. It was right there in their grasp and they couldn't push it across. Here's Yaz now, 3 for 5 today. Sanford into the windup. It's going to be a 2-2 grounder to second base. That's Knopp. Throws him out for the first out. And here comes George Scott. Scott 1 for 4. Sanford into the windup. The pitch to George Scott is a 1-7 right-handed. A grounder into the hole for Gosi. Long throw across in time. 2 down quickly in the 11th. And it'll be up to Tony Conigliaro. Tony 1 for 4. A 2-run double way back in the 3rd inning. Sacrifice fly in the 9th. 3 RBIs for Conigliaro today. Sanford with the pitch, 6-11, base hit into right field. A 2-out single for Tony C. And George Smith will get his first action of the day. Came in as a defensive replacement for Jones. Smith on the season hitting just .229. He does have 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. As Sanford working from the stretch comes to the plate 4-10, catcher's card X. That's going to be Rogers. Rogers is a 2E3. And here's the play. On a 20, it's a foul out to the catcher, side retired. No runs ahead, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Lonborg in his second inning of work will face Reichart, Adcock, and Rogers. That's funny, Jeremiah. Thank you. Same to you. Here's Reichart now, 0 for 4. Lonborg with the pitch. 5-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Yastrzemski again, a 1E6. It couldn't happen, right? 16, he makes the routine play for the out. That'll bring up Adcock. Adcock 0 for 4 today. Lonborg into the windup. 5-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Adcock down on strikes. Boy, 5-9 on a 1. Just saying. Here's Rogers now, 1 for 4. Pitch from Lonborg is a 6-7 grounder to second base X. That's going to be Smith, a 2E28, ranging behind the bag. Here's the roll on the play on a 1. He can't get it. That's through for a base hit. That would have been a tough play for anyone. And Rogers reaches with his second hit of the day. That's going to bring up Paul Shaw now. Shaw 0 for 4. Lonborg checks the runner. Pitch to Shaw is a 6-6 right-hander. It's a little two-hopper to third. It's Foy again. Throws him out. And that'll do it. We're going to the 12th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Sanford will come out for his second inning. It'll be Tillman, Foy on the pitcher's spot. And they don't really have anything, do they? Let me take a look at this. Let's see if we've got anybody. Computer only card. Something. We may have to use Mike Ryan. I've got Tony Horton here. He has absolutely nothing on his card against a righty. Okay, Tillman will start it off. Tillman 1 for 4. Here's the pitch now from Sanford. That's a 4-12 right-handed. Base hit up the middle. It's a leadoff single for Tillman. Love to have a pinch runner here for the Red Sox, but they're just out of players. Here's Foy. Foy 0 for 3, walked twice. Sanford working from a stretch. Winds and deals 1-4, fly ball into right field. That's playable for Kirkpatrick, and he'll make the grab for the first out. So the last man on the bench, other than Tony Horton, Mike Ryan, that is, he will pinch hit for the pitcher. Ryan, a defense first catcher, not much of a hitter, but better than a pitcher. Runner takes his lead. Sanford out of the stretch. 6-8 right-handed with a fly ball into center. That's playable for Cardinal, and Ryan is retired. And it'll be up to Rico Petrocelli. Sanford winds and deals. 3-7, base hit into center field, an open single. Tillman could try for third on that, but he's an 11 with 2 out. -2 for Cardinal. 1 through 9, he'll have to hold up. So Petrocelli comes through, keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single. Red Sox have runners at first and second with 2 down, and Lenny Green will be the hitter. Green 1 for 5 today. Sanford checks the runners now. Here's the pitch to Green on a 2-5. It's a comebacker. Sanford has it. Flips to Adcock, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits. They leave a pair. Both teams stranding runners all over the place here in this extra inning affair. Dick Radatz will come on for the Red Sox. So Lonborg works 2 innings. Allows 2 hits, no runs. 1 walk, and a pair of Ks. Angels will send up Kirkpatrick, the pitcher's spot, and Cardinal. The Angels have some bench options for pinch hitting. Here's Kirkpatrick, 0 for 2, walked twice. Radatz ready to go now. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 6-7 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Kirkpatrick, and we'll have a pinch hitter for Sanford. Pretty easy choice for the Angels. It's going to be the prankster, Jay Johnstone, a favorite of mine. Johnstone, the left-handed hitting outfielder. So far on the season, just 1 for 7. The 1 hit, a double. So here's Johnstone with 1 away. Radatz into the windup. The pitch to Johnstone is a 6-10 left-handed. Oh my God, he just missed that one. A fly ball into left field. Yaz backing up just shy of the track, puts it away for out number 2. And here's Cardinal. Jose, 1 for 5. Here's the pitch from Radats. It's a 6-4 right-handed, a grounder to third base X. That'll be Foy again. He's had a lot of action down there on the X chart. 4E25. Here's the play on a 20. He makes a fine play and throws him out. 1-2-3 inning for Radats. That goes 5-3X. And we're going to the 13th inning here. With Yastrzemski leading it off, the Angels are going to go to Clyde Wright. The lone left-hander, only Minnie Rojas remains down there. And I'm going to have to do some creative scorecard adaptation here. So here's the lefty, Clyde Wright, pitching to the heart of the Red Sox order. Carl Yastrzemski will start it off. Yastrzemski 3 hits on the day, 3 for 6. Pitch from Clyde, a 4-8 left-handed, pops him up on the left side. Petrocelli has it. And that'll bring up George Scott. Holy cow, 1 down in the 13th. Here's the pitch from Clyde. It's a 1-8 left-handed, a single to 8 on a 20. It is fielded by Knopp, who throws him out. And here's Canigliaro now. Right into the windup. Pitch to Tony C is a 1-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Clyde. And we're going to the bottom of the 13th. Still a 4-4 ball game. For Dick Radats, it'll be his second inning of work. Fregosi, Knopp, and Reichard do. And I'm going to take a moment and refill my iced tea. Okay, we are back. Fregosi to start things off. Radats into the windup. Pitch to Fragosi's a 1-2 liner to second, speared by Smith. One away, and here's Bobby Knopp. Knopp 1 for 4 on the day, walked in the third. He struck out his last 3 times up, however, earning him the hat trick. Radats into the windup. The pitch to Bobby is a 5-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Can you believe it? Knopp strikes out for the 4th time in a row, and he shall wear the golden sombrero. That'll leave it up to Reichard. Here's the pitch now from Rattle. 3-10. It's a single to 6 on a 12 liner, speared by Foy. One, two, three, go the Angels in the 13th. What a day for a marathon. Holy cow. Second inning for Clyde Wright. He'll face Smith, Tillman, and Foy. Wright gets the sign now. George Smith is a 3-6 little comebacker. Wright has it. Throws him out. 1-3, one away. Here's Bob Tillman now. Tillman 2 hits on the day. Right into the windup. Pitch to Tillman is a 6-7 right-handed. A grounder to second base X. That's the Gold Glove caliber Knopf, a 1E17. And here's the play. On a 14, he makes the play and throws him out. 4-3X. 2 down, and Joe Foy the batter. Foy does not have a hit today. He's walked twice. Right into the windup. The pitch to Foy on a 2-4. Fly ball to left. Playable for Reichart. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Clyde Wright. Here's Raddatz now. I'll tell you what, fellas, if it doesn't happen here, I'm afraid I'm going to have to postpone the remainder of this game. I'm wiped out today. My apologies. We'll see what happens. If not, we'll finish it up Sunday before the second game of the doubleheader. Adcock, Rogers, and Shaw due. Third inning of work for Raddatz. He's rated 3 for endurance. Both teams running out of players here. Adcock does not have a hit today. Here's the pitch from Raddatz. It's a 5-8 right-handed grounder to second base X. That's Smith, a 2E28. Smith ranges behind the bag. On a 3, he makes a diving stop to his feet and throws him out. Oh my goodness. Charlie Smith just robbed Joe Adcock of a base hit on a 4-3X web jam play. You know, I don't mind the ghost runner, actually. Especially with all this pitch count stuff. I mean, you're going to... it saves teams' pitching staffs. Part of me doesn't like it. I mean, it's not real baseball, but I'd certainly welcome it right now. Does that answer your question? Here's Rogers, 2 for 5. The pitch from Raddatz is a 4-10 left-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. So Buck Rogers goes down to first, representing the winning run. Not really any help on the bench. Rogers a decent running catcher at a 1-12. And it'll be Paul Shaw, the hitter. Shaw does not have a hit today. Runner in first, 1 down. Raddatz now working out of the stretch. Delivers to Shaw on a 1-10. That is going to end the ball game. That's ripped over the bag and down into the corner in left field. Bounces away from Yastrzemski. Green chasing it down. Rogers coming to the plate. And they walk it off on a Paul Shaw triple. And there's today's triple. How about that? How about that? So we're going to do some more creative scoring here. Score sheet alteration. The Angels finally pull it out in the 14th, 5-4. Holy smoke. I gotta tell you, that game exhausted me. I was tired to begin with. I have to admit that. I'll have the totals for you momentarily. So Sanford worked 2, allowed 3 hits, no runs, no walks, no Ks. Wright worked 2, he picks up the win. He retired all 6 batters he faced, struck out 1. Radat's in 2 1/3, and he takes the loss. Gave up just 1 hit, the winning run. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. So the totals. The Angels end up with 5 runs on just 7 hits, 1 error. For the Red Sox, 4 runs on 14 hits, no errors. The Red Sox out-hit the Angels 14-7, and the Angels won the game. Clyde Wright with the win. That's his first win. He's 1-2 now. For Radatz, that's his first decision. He's 0-1. Player of the game. Hell, at this point, I'm inclined to give it to Shaw just for making it end. Oh, no way, Perry. Oh my God, what a drag. Well, needless to say, Sunday we'll have the second game of this doubleheader. Jose Santiago starts for the Red Sox, George Brunette for the Angels. I'm going to get out of here and get something to eat. I want to wish everybody a fantastic weekend and hopefully see you Sunday. Take care, everybody.